know what? We're gonna go with this one again tonight. What is up, everybody? Sorry about the technical issues to start the stream off. But we are live, and we're going to be playing some Explorer. So, before we really dive into what we're playing tonight, we'll recap last week, of course, more specifically this last weekend, where I did play in the NRG team trial, as well as the NRG individual trial. I played Modern in both, where I played Is It Murktide with 4 Ledger Shredders in my main deck, which worked out really, really well, I would say. In the team event, I went 6-1, helped carrying my team to a 5-2 finish. Teaming with 2 people, one person I've played against every now and again, and a person that I'm sure I'd bumped into at some point, but hadn't teamed with before, and I had a really good time teaming with those two. Shout out to my guys Phil and Eric. Absolutely phenomenal teaming with them. Would love to do it again whenever the opportunity presents itself. But I had a very strong performance in the team portion. In the individual event, sadly, I did not have as good of a showing. I went 1-2 drop. Played 2 very tight mirror matches, both going to time, and one broke my way, one didn't, and then I got ran over in 5 minutes by Mono Blue 8 cast, which oddly enough is a budget version of a deck that I actually have a reasonable game plan against, but the Mono Blue version is a lot more all in and a lot more aggressive, making it very difficult to deal with. But I digress. The takeaway from the weekend was that Ledger Shredder is, of course, busted. I don't think I'm the only person who's come to that conclusion. It did show up in Pioneer at the event, making kind of a big splash in different games, but just playing that card and making games about my opponent having to avoid triggering my Shredder made for quite the interesting game plan. So we've got a few decks that we're going to play. One is this one that's been sitting down here for a little bit. This is like a Arclight Phoenix Ledger Shredder build, which I think is one way you can go with this deck. I also don't necessarily think you need Arclight Phoenix in these strategies. It also feels like you could cut the Arclight Phoenix in order to avoid graveyard hate entirely, because Ledger Shredder, between that, the Sprite Dragon, as well as, of course, Crackling Drake, Stormwing Entity, all very good cards, just in their own right at avoiding that graveyard hate. We have an Esper pile. This is reminiscent of the standard Esper decks. I really wanted to try this kind of deck out, because you get, of course, Fatal Push Thoughtseize, kind of some foundational cards for the format. You also get to play cards like, Meadow Massacre, Vanishing Verse, Luminarch Aspirant, and of course Rafine, which is a card I've been wanting to try more of in this format. We have had some, where is it here? Esper Greasefang, which has played Ledger Shredder so far as well. And then I have a little bit more of a deeper take on it. So this is a Rogues deck featuring Ledger Shredder. I'm actually curious if this color combination will work well for Ledger Shredder as well. Similar to the blue-red deck. So we're gonna dive right in though. Let's start with the Rogues deck, and we'll kind of work our way back. Goodness. Alright. Oh, pair it up into Diamond. Okay. Well, I mean, this has 1 drop, 2 drop. Oh, bear with me, chat. There we go. This hand is definitely a keep. That part's definitely not in question. We're on the play, yeah. So we got, like, Island into Takanuma. We got Island into the Wind Robber attack. Play Takanuma, hold up the Thought Thief. We can flash this in, and then we can attack for 2, milling 2 more cards. Ideally here, we draw some interaction. If we're up against, like, Parhelion, milling them could be a little bit of a liability, but we have access to, like, Drown in the Lock, as well as Fatal Push plus Wind Robber. Okay, looks like we're up against some type of control deck. If that's the case, I might be interested in running that out, but I think we'll attack first. This gives us a little more info. Tainted Indulgence. I'm going to hold this up. Tainted Indulgence doesn't actually tell me much. Not a lot of decks are going to be playing those two. Alright. They could have Censor, just from the looks of things. They do. That's what I get for not running it out, I guess. Play 2 1-drops, say go ahead. Tainted Indulgence definitely made me want to play around, like, Narset, Parter of Veil, sure. That's just a 3 mana draw card. Card is Sinister Sabotage. It's like here I can just like kill this Narset. Go eat the Narset. Just a draw card, and another removal spell. So nothing too luxurious. Curious what our opponent's win condition is. Interesting choice in counter magic as well. I'm assuming one of these is going to get killed. That's fine. We'll just Fatal Push that. Our opponent for 3. I mean, we've only hit interaction out of their set. I'm actually gonna hold the land. Yeah, the most we have is like Into the Story at 4 mana, but like that's gonna be something we flash in regardless. So land isn't that great for us. I have to imagine here, they have nothing. Just gonna keep getting him with the 1/1 flyers. Now we'll play a land because we have 2. That's a little brutal, but it is the way it goes. We're not actually playing any Tainted Indulgences. It is a card I really wanted to fit in here, but list is very, very tight once you start to include the rogue stuff, especially. I mean, yeah, it's worth firing off a Thoughtseize here. They're either going to counter it to Surveil 1, or we're going to get to... oh, they're going to negate it. That's interesting. That makes sense. They're wanting to hold that up for a creature of some kind, I'm guessing. And we'll rinse repeat here. Do I have any 3 mana instants in my deck? I do not. So No reason to play this third land here. Pass the turn. So I guess it just looks like just a Dimir control deck. Everything we've seen, yeah, this is just all control elements. Sure. I'm just gonna grab a swamp here. We have plenty of basics, so I'm not worried about, like, Field of Ruin. I'm even surprised. Okay, well that I am concerned about. Can I just not draw some lands? Could I draw, like, some non-lands? Alright, that's fine. Still pretty brutal. See if we can't take the answers away. Well, there's no point in taking these, so I will take this Tainted Indulgence. Okay. Yeah, we'll just hit that memory day. Basically, all I'm doing here is I'm cutting them off of card advantage. So that if they're going to, you know, we could play this 1-for-1 game. But like they're gonna have to start firing this kind of stuff off anyway. So yeah, it's within their best interest to do that at sorcery speed. Kaito Shizuki. Yeah. It's worth trading with their counter spell here. We're gonna have to, like, give them something anyway. Yeah, it's fine. We've successfully milled them a bunch, so now I think it's just a matter of whether or not we can manage to draw a like a copy of Into the Story. I think that's really going to be what this game comes down to at this point, which we have 3 copies in our deck. Yeah, we're going to hold up this Thought Thief here. Alright. Give you something to target with it. Very likely they're just going to fire that off right now. Yep. Thieves Guild Enforcer, sure. I'm going to keep holding that in our hand. We have Kaitos. I think we have one more Kaito in our deck, so. Ooh, if they top 2 cards here, I'll flash this in right now. If they bottom, I'll give them a chance. What? I fucking hate sometimes I really hate the UI of Arena, because if this was real Magic, I would have had the opportunity to do that without having to, like, be fucking forever vigilant, but it's fine. Play Thieves Guild Enforcer. I have to imagine they have an answer. They have a commit to memory. That's fine. I'm just gonna have to pass. Yeah, I gotta counter that. That I can't let have sit on the battlefield. Feels like their Field of Ruin was giving them priority there, because they would have. I imagine they would have just, like, snap counterspelled that if they had the chance. I actually should have played the land there. No, this is a mystery card. I want him to have to. Yeah, we'll do this. The idea being that this will now be in play, and they're only going to have a few mana. Lockmere Serpent. Why? Okay. This actually ended up being really good for us. I didn't think Memory would be good for our opponent anyway, so... Yep, we'll put a Thieves Guild Enforcer on the stack. Attempt to put another one on the stack. Counter target spell. Alright, we've countered the removal spell. This resolves. They're going to hit the threshold, and we'll have lethal combat damage on the battlefield. Boom. Yeah, they lost because they played that memory. They should have just held up the... what's its name? Oh goodness, I'm losing my words, chat. Oh, hey, Lo-Fi, it's going alright. How you doing? Bring the hearse in since we saw that Lockmere Serpent. I'm kind of just interested. I don't know. Spell Pierce probably. Yeah, we're trucking through right now. We're playing a bunch of different Ledger Shredder decks. So this card's really good. I think I'm interested in having my Brazen Borrowers instead of my Fatal Pushes here. So it looks like the only thing we're going to really have to hit with cheap interaction is, what's its name? The Shark Tokens. So, like, these are, like, just less effective than that. Maybe we don't need that. Might be a little too much. I'll keep it in. Shredder was really good. I played it in Modern all weekend, so I was having a grand old time. Though I do think Shredder might be one of the cuts here. And I think the Kaido is the other one. Actually, I'll keep the Shredder in, but I'm going to cut all the Kaidos. Kaido is a little bit of a liability as far as mana cost goes, so... This is pretty medium, all said and done, but I think we'll keep it. Like a Wind Robber. Yeah, Shredder is, I played 4 copies in my, in my main deck. In Murktide all weekend, and I had honestly a really good time just like beating up on other Murktide decks, as well as just even like random stuff like Burn. Just like sitting there watching a Burn deck just really struggle. Wow, that's their sideboard card? Alright, never mind, apparently. I have no idea what the hell they're doing over there. It ain't blocking, so it's attacking. I really don't want that to flip. But I also don't really think I have much of a choice. So this will eat a card probably from their graveyard if they're smart. Nope, they're not smart. Okay. Good to know. If our opponent was, yeah, I had a good time. Sadly, this Sunday event was, oofda. Not good. Alright. So this is going to enable me to be able to drown in the lock this with Mystical Dispute backup, which I'm really looking forward to doing. I don't feel all that good about having to discard a card, but A 2/2. That's fine. I'll let him go to blocks. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's fine. Go like this. We're gonna kill this guy. Yes. I think I'm gonna resolve that. What do I want to discard here? It's Takanuma, sadly. I don't think I'm gonna have a window of time to really take advantage of that one. Alright. Get in for one, pass the turn back. Yeah, this is probably one of my new favorite cards, especially in recent times. I'll let this happen. Interesting. We got cast this. So here, I really like this card with flash threats. That's been a thing I've been wanting to play around with. Let's Thoughtseize our opponent and see what they do. Interesting. So they're like aiming to probably just play. I don't even know why you'd bother playing this card when you're playing that card, but I'll eat the Shadow's Verdict because I can just counter the second one. Just go ahead and get in. These will become 2/3s now. Hit another Shark Typhoon. That's good. That's fine. They have March. That's what's giving them priority right now. I'm going to play this. I actually think we're going to use it as a cantrip. Oh, yeah. That was a... I played a lot of that deck. Keep attacking. They're going to have to pull the trigger on this at some point. Pass the turn. I imagine they're going to want to use mana for it, but they got to be very careful that they don't like play straight into a counter spell. This is what? X is 6, so they could deal 6 to like this thing, which will gain them up to 9, and then I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power. Yeah, well, yeah, Pure Mill is definitely difficult. I like that Mill became a sub-theme of a tribe, though. That felt good. Seven. 11. There's an 11% chance that this draws me an answer, but I think I'm just going to let this happen. Now I am going to sack this, because I want to have, I don't want to just, like, have to mill a card. I will put the Shredder away. Let's go ahead and, like, eat their, Memory Deluge. That just draws them a bunch of cards. Alright, yep, that dies. Not a brutal, but I'll eat one of their Siphon Mines. I mean, yeah, our Takanoob is gone, so it doesn't matter what we exile here. Oh, hey, Drabby Noobs. It's going alright. You know, we're just shredding it up here in Explorer, playing Blue-Black Rogues, featuring 3 copies of the titular Ledger Shredder. How are you doing, my friend? How have you been? How was your weekend? Well, that's annoying. Also, that's a bad card, but please attack me for 2. Okay. They thought a little bit on that, so that might not be anything all that good. Or it's something really, really good. Alright, what do you got? Thoughtseize? That would kind of suck here. Though if it is a Thoughtseize, I can't imagine they cast it. That one they didn't think much about, so I'll have to assume that's a really good card. Those are exiled face down, not in their hand, despite the awkward placing. Well, I hope you're taking care of yourself now, Drabby Gnomes. That's important stuff. Go ahead and do this. Yeah, I'm just gonna fire up Hive of the Eye Tyrant, right? I've got 1, 6, 3, 2, 0. What cards do I want? So if they cast Memory, what do I want them to not have? Probably stuff like that. I can play through the rest of it, but got him at 2. We can pass the turn now. We'll flash in this during the end step. Have 2 lethal attackers is what it's looking like. Why don't you land? That's good for us. Imagine, actually, no, they'll just kill our Hive of the Eye Tyrant here. I actually really liked Escape Lo-Fi. I'm a big fan of the mechanic. I think it's a really good change to flashback. Interesting. That was greedy from our opponent, but I get why they did it. Oh, it was a Wind Robber. Alright, well, I'll fire up Hive of the Eye Tyrant and kill them. The Swift 2-0. This deck actually feels fairly reasonable. I think I would really like to fit Tainted Indulgence into this deck, but I just don't think this is the shelf for it. I think Into the Story is probably just a better card for us. He says before he tries fitting both into the same deck. Big money right there. Alright. Up a match with Blue-Black Rogues. What do we got? What do we got? Did anybody catch the set championships over the weekend? Jan Merkel. Yeah, it definitely, it's a little rough around the edges, I feel like. It feels like the mana base is where like this color combination in general really suffers. It feels like if Dark Slick Shores was a thing in this format, like these aggressively slanted versions of I'll snap this off. These aggressively slanted versions of Blue-Black would probably just be a lot better. But you know, I do think as long as you know don't Okay. You got it, opponent. Take my Infernal Grasp. It's likely Greasefang. Respect. I can respect that. Alright, let's attack, get some more info before we decide what we're going to do. Blue-black. Interesting. So this is likely Esper Parhelion. I'm going to play a Ledger Shredder here. I mean, to be fair, if you're going to play Explorer or even Pioneer and you're not coming prepared to play against it, like, that's probably just a plain old mistake. I'm going to play a Shredder. No reason for me to attack or anything, so. We're probably going to consider in the end step because we're digging. Interesting. If they attack, I'll snap off a triple block. I'm not that, you know. Thoughtseize. Can I keep Thoughtseize right now? I'm shocked. I don't think I can actually keep a Thoughtseize right now. I think I gotta go with the, oh, well, I moto-bugged, so. Fuck me, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna fire it off since I have it. Yeah, I love this artwork. Oh, they just have triple opt. Attack with both the... Oh, be careful here. So, 1, 2... How many cards? 3? Yeah. This gets damage in. Cast that second op, baby. Yep, block 1, take 1. If they're going to cast that op, they're going to have to... So here's the thing, if they don't cast the op, then I got in for 3 damage. You got it. Alright. But they've got extra lands to work with, luckily, so... 1. I would rather have that than this, I feel like. Same goes for that. The Shredder soup has begun, chat. Notice how my Ledger Shredders are now bigger than theirs. That's very important in the Ledger Shredder mirror match. Greasefang. That's a dry Greasefang. Respect. Are they going to attack? I don't think they would. Soaring Thought Thief. So if I do this, I'm going to mill them 2 cards, which I naturally milled them into a Parhelion. I kind of figured that was going to happen. And I can sack this to draw a card. Good card. That's not quite what I was hoping for. How dead am I? Look at Kaido. Plus the Kaido. Get a second Soaring Thought Thief. So, what happens here? I think I just lose, right? Nice. Just go to combat. Attack me for 1,000,000. I'm not strictly dead. I'm only taking 14, right? Oh, come on, you coward. Attack me for 1. I'm not going to concede because there's a chance that I can still win this, but it's not a very good chance. That's a start. Alright, what do I do here? I think I play this and draw a card. Oh, I can't. They're only at 7 cards. Huh. I'm gonna have to feed them this so that I can draw a card here. splash that in. They can do that. That's fine. Plus... Okay, we drew a Cling to Dust. So I feel like I'm going to do this now. I'm going to let them dump this Parhelion, and then I can Cling it. That feels bad, but alright. As long as there's not two of them. Okay. Alright. Well, I should actually wait for that trigger to go on the stack, but... Alright, so luckily I'm in a position here where I can fairly easily navigate through these creatures. Okay. It's actually really good for me. Yeah, you can cast runes on a land. It's very important, actually. Especially if you have creature lands. Definitely not interested in the Thoughtseize. Basically, nothing is going to be... That actually is quite relevant. Is it better than Cling to Dust? I don't think the answer is yes here. But now I can actually block these. Like, I can double block an Angel and then eat the other one. So, like, we're kind of getting to a point where, Fatal Push. That's kind of a bag, but alright. I could still double block and... Alright, Cling to Dust your target. If they have a counter spell, I'm just dead, so... They do. They do. Yep, that's it. Can't beat a second Parhelion. Alright, so here we're going to bring in our Shredder. We're going to bring in our Tormod's Crypts. Now, you might be wondering, chat, why the hell am I playing Tormod's Crypt? Short answer, Shredder. You can play Shredder on turn 2 and just cast a 0-mana artifact. And that is quite strong. I also feel like they've got, like, Consider, Shredders, Ops, Tainted Indulgence. They'll probably have some counter magic post-board, so I feel like it's probably worth bringing that in. I'll cut this. What can we cut is a big question here. I think we trim, like, a few Considers. Probably just all the Considers, actually. Could probably play, like, probably play Noxious Grasp. I'm going to cut a few Drown in the Locks as well. Actually, I think I'm going to cut all the Drown in the Locks. Go like this. Because if I'm Tormod's Crypting them, they may not have cards in their graveyard for that. Actually, I should also be trimming it into the story. For that same reason. Is that there's definitely windows where I could still cast it for 4, but, like, there's going to be less windows for sure. This is a slow one. But I still think it's a keep. Play the Wind Robber. And here we get to go... Please don't Thoughtseize me. Knock that off. Stop that. Likely just taking my Thoughtseize. Oh, you're gonna take my threat. Okay. Brutal. Wish that was a swamp, but alright. That and pass. Now I can counter a Ledger Shredder if I have to. Really sucks, but, you know. Alright. You're not just going to run a Shredder out, are you? No, you're going to hold up, like, Tainted Indulgence. Yeah, I mean, we're going to... Ooh, I should cancel. Play this first, then Thoughtseize them. This plays around Spell Pierce. Shredder, Shredder, Spell Pierce. I could deal with both these Shredders. Huh. Can I do it through a Spell Pierce, though? Let's take this Tainted Indulgence. Now let's mill a Parhelion for them. So they can only cast one of these cantrips here, and they have to hit exactly another blue land. I hit a Faithful Mending. Oh, that just feels bad. Yeah, it definitely feels like these Esper Parhelion decks are kind of just a beating for us. It's kind of been my general take. I mean, I think that goes without saying. Like, the graveyard-based Esper combo deck is really good against us. Who would have thought? But, huh. This is fine. Can play around that Spell Pierce, so. Okay, well now I'm just gonna kill it, so. They still get their Connive, that's fine. Imagine they dump Spell Pierce here. Nope, they dumped the Opt that I don't know about. Interesting choice. They kept their card, that's not a good sign. We'll attack. I'm actually gonna hold this Crypt. Unless I mill over exactly a Parhelion, but then pass the turn. Just I really don't want to do this until I absolutely just like know that I can deal with it. I mean, now I'll just dispute it because I can play through a Mystical Dispute or a Spell Pierce now. So well, that just feels bad. That does a lot of work, though. Trigger. Bit of Grease Fan. That's the one I want in their graveyard, so that's good. Consider. Sure. Mills I consider. Probably just going to flash this in. If they play something I can bounce, that would be nice, but probably just going to flash this in as a 3-1 here if they're in their end step if they don't do anything. Yeah, they're just holding up the Mending. Yeah, I'm going to get aggressive. Time to get aggressive. This is a 2-turn clock here, so I wouldn't normally be that aggressive. It's fine. They mill. Just land. That's good for us. Get in for 4. Trigger. As long as we don't mill exactly a Parhelion, we should be fine. Though we are getting closer and closer to that like dangerous threshold of milling one. So they're down to like 34 cards. We haven't seen a single copy. There could be one in their hand. Please target that. Kill this. Fatal push this. That's so bad for them. I don't even know why you'd bother. Because at this point, it doesn't even change the clock. It just tells me that you don't have answers to my Brazen Borrower. That's a little brutal with them having a Spell Pierce in their hand, but should be fine. Land. Okay. Grasp is good. Grasp means we can kill any Parhelions, or rather, kill any Grease Fangs that come down. Okay. We did it, chat. We beat them to death with little blue shitters. Yeah, I think we trim 1 copy of this, and I kind of like the idea of bringing in at least a Singleton Spell Pierce. Opponent's on the play with a Thoughtseize deck, but we are on the draw, meaning we'll have an extra card, so I don't mind 1-for-1-ing if it comes down to it. Alright, what do we got? What do we got? Cling, Thief, Unlicensed. I mean, this has literally everything we'd want, so a little bit of awkward tension between these kinds of cards, but especially with this, but like we're gunning for very specific cards with the hearse. No thought seizes from our opponent. That's a good sign. Chance that they just fatal push this, but we'll see. Oh, yeah, they're going for it. That's fine. I am fine with that. Shredder, Grease Fang, sure. Island, play a Shredder. I'm more than willing in this scenario to be, like, trading resources, so. Mills at a Tainted Indulgence. That makes me feel like they don't have a third land. And I'm starting to get the impression that I might be right on that assumption. Oh, there it is. They do have the third land, chat. I'm going to shock this in. I don't have any reason to play these out quite yet. I'd rather hold on to the hearse until I know that there's a Parhelion in their graveyard. That way I just play it and eat it right away. We'll flash in our Soaring Thought Thief. Nice. If this gets to attack, I think we'll be in really, really good shape. We'll go to combat first, actually. That'll tell me if I want to hold up this into the story or not. Tainted Indulgence. Sure. 2. They put a Parhelion in the bin. Interesting. Next. Hit him for 2. I'm actually going to play the hearse here. Did that specifically so I could hold up mana for Spell Pierce. The shock there. Alright, we'll activate just right away so they can't flash back the Faithful Mending on the stack, but eat the 2 relevant things in the graveyard. We'll play a Merfolk Windrobber, and now we can just hold up Cling to Dust if they try to mill over another one. Definitely feels like our post-sideboard plan is very tight here. That's a little scary. Fatal Push. Well, I mean, that's going to happen, so I'm going to see what they do. They got to think about it, which is... that says something. Sure. Unfortunate for us, but... not much we can actually do about it. Go ahead and eat that. Oh, actually, I didn't necessarily want to target a creature there, but... I'm gonna fire this off. There's a chance they have Spell Pierce in their hand, but... yeah, there it is. It's not like it gets better. The only other scenario would be like to fire that off in their upkeep or something. No attacks, end the turn. They got 10 cards, so... probably gonna actually sack this to draw a card. Well, that's not a good sign. Sky Sovereign, console flagship. Okay. Can't do anything, but... makes me feel a little bad for going for that end of the story, seeing how they had a tap-out play this turn. We'll go ahead and do this. It's mostly just to use our mana. We'll eat the Grease Fang, because they could be playing Can't Stay Away. And same with the Ledger Shredder. Just eat them for that exact same reason. That doesn't feel very good, but... let's go ahead and just... land, huh? Okay. I want to leave them at 7 in case I do hit another end of the story, but... Thoughtseize, yeah, it's going to happen. Hopefully that exact card isn't a second spell into a make a counter. Okay, well, it's a Grease Fang. That's real shitty for us, but... be a land on top? It was a Parhelion. Was the exact best card it could be. Just eat those right away. They're still going to get in for 9. I think we're going to lose this one, just because we've, yeah, that end of the story being countered. If I wouldn't even honestly put them on this. A lot of these decks don't play this card. But we really don't have any good way of dealing with it. Yeah, that's the game. We're dead on the battlefield. Alright, well, that's not... a little unfortunate, but... Definitely could have done that into the story at a different point. I feel like we could have maybe, if they like give them the chance to do something, and then if they tap out, go for it. Maybe that was correct, but it was also at the top like 4 cards of our deck were like, you know, like just lands and counter magic that don't do anything. So we got some packs to crack. Nice. Mastery Pass. Fill in the orbs. Alright, alright. Play our third and final match here with the Rogues deck before we do our closing thoughts on it. On the play, that's where we want to be. This is a rough keep, but I think this is correct. You know, we have a creature land, we have a Takenuma, and we've got like so we've got access to like all of the mana we would ever want, as well as like a way to start milling and then like a way to pay off that milling. Ketria Triome. Honestly, I couldn't tell you. Probably like Fires of Adventure or something. I have to imagine that that's a good matchup for us. But, you know, outside of that, like, honestly, I couldn't tell you what deck's playing Ketria Triome. Oh, it's Adventures. Oh, that's a little more terrifying, but... let's mill them over. Hit 2 cards. I actually think I want to just hold up Drown on the Lock here. So next turn I can go Shredder plus hold up Drown on the Lock. That feels worth countering, I'm gonna be honest. No land? No land? Damn. I was really hoping they wouldn't have a land there, but can't win them all. Get a Brazen Borrower. I'm gonna hold up Takenuma here. If I play this and they have exactly a Brazen Borrower, that's pretty brutal. And this doesn't cast the thing. It just makes a copy. So like I don't necessarily need to like play into that. We'll channel Takenuma. Just gotta use our mana here. We hit a Merfolk Wind Robber. It's not bad. I feel like they gotta have something here, right? That's good. 2 Edgewall Innkeepers. Sign me up for that. Got him at 7, so we'll shock this in and play Wind Robber. And now he can just pass the turn. Yeah, that's fine. That's also fine. We could just flash in the Soaring Thought Thief now and just continue our pressure. Yeah, definitely not like the best thing our opponent could be doing. But we're also, their life total is super high, so hopefully they're not on like Omnath as well. Because if I was playing Adventures, I'd be on like 4-color Omnath Adventures. So playing Fertile Footsteps and like, I'd also probably be on Yorion 4-color Adventures. But I also get that, you know, people just like playing Teamer, so. No Fertile Footsteps from our opponent, that's interesting. This feels like a Bone Crusher Giant kill my Soaring Thought Thief. Just admittedly. Okay, that's fine. I mean, I'm gonna kill this, but hey. Nice. We hit the threshold, which is good. If they have a Brazen Borrower... get in. Ooh, Fae of Wishes. That's That could be very scary. Oh, wrong card. Here I'll play the Wind Robber. I'm just going to hold up into the story. Yeah, we're up against 3-color adventures here. I'm going to draw a card. Yeah, that's fine. This is fine. That's not the they can keep Brazen borrowing my shit back to my hand. Half my creatures have flash, so. Yeah, I mean, I do enjoy that it's coming back. Yeah, in the what's its name? The Commander set. I mean, I just have to do this now, so. Yeah. Yeah, the Baldur's Gate set. Kill that. We get to flash in a Thieves Guild Enforcer now. And the Soaring Thought Thief. So we get to use all of our mana here as well. Which feels really good. Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize is really good against them. We'll go ahead and just swing in, though. They'll probably trade with a Thought Thief, I'm guessing. Yeah, this is the big thing that this deck got. Like... Oh, that's aggressive, but alright. I'll take that. No, that's true, yeah. You get to play especially now that there's, like, artifacts and stuff that have adventure. It seems kind of neat. Especially. Okay, so... Cling to Dust is pretty bad here. Honestly, Fatal Push isn't even all that great. Our Brazen Borrowers are probably really good, because we can bounce the Lucky Clover. Spell Pierce is quite strong against them. I feel like Aether Gust will end up being really good. What doesn't feel very good is, I guess actually, it's probably Infernal Grasp first. And then I feel like we do the same thing we kind of did last time, where we shave the Considers. Just come down on the cantrips. Yeah, plus they're adding some really interesting variety. There's a lot of really bad looking adventures so far, but it feels like a lot of them, unless you're copying them, seem really bad. So unless you're playing the new Lucky Clover Commander, like it does feel a little rough. That like, okay, speaking of a little rough, I still think this is a keep. Thoughtseize into Fatal Push could be really good if they have like if I Thoughtseize, let them keep an Innkeeper, and then blast it with a Fatal Push. Innkeeper on one? Lovestruck Beast, okay. Let's go ahead and Thoughtseize. Oh, they kept on the back of that was a greedy keep against the Thoughtseize deck. That was so greedy. I'm tempted to play the Gates Commander. I mean, I'm gonna take my one. I'd rather like kill the an Edgewall Innkeeper, but yeah, we'll kill this so that can't attack us. Would love to draw. Well, Thoughtseize isn't fantastic, but when Thoughtseize them, hitting their card advantage sources is really nice. Yeah, we'll just play this as an island. Keep the Otawara in our hand is probably going to be fairly relevant. Bone Crusher Giant. That's a little brutal, but alright. Definitely need to not draw lands. That would be ideal. Some like Answers would be nice. Answers are always good. I'll take the 4 this time, and I'll channel this back to their hand. Which, albeit, just lets them deal 2 to me, but, like, you know. that. Really need to draw like an answer to this Bone Crusher Giant. Yep. This makes sense. Why do you have a priority stop? Oh, they have a Brazen Borrower in their hand. Okay. That would make sense. That's very bad for us, actually. Brazen Borrowers are quite strong. Why do you have an upkeep stop? Like, what are you gonna flash it in during my upkeep? Like, it's not like it gets better. God, these Fatal Push, getting Revolt is like a lot harder than it used to be. Oh, they just set a stop because they're a douchebag. Okay, good to know. Well, it had nothing to do with Brazen Borrower. Our opponent's just an absolute D-bag. Alright, well, we got to kill the thing. Spell Pierce is about 8 trillion turns too late, so... Really need to draw, like, a Thieves Guild Enforcer here. That'd be really good. Well, we're just dead, and we drew another land, so... That was brutal. We lost to our deck. There, that sucked. I feel like... Yeah, I'll keep the Infernal Grasp in. I'm gonna cut a Kaito. And I feel like I can even bring in the Noxious Grasps. Not all of them, but some of them I feel like are probably good. I'm going to cut one Spell Pierce on the play. Yeah, drawing all our lands and losing does not feel very good, as it turns out. Nor does a 2-mana kill spell that deals 4 damage to us when we use it on a Bone Crusher Giant. See, this is what I mean. If more of our basics were like Dark Slick Shores, I feel this hand would be like a Snap Keep, but sadly, it is a Sad Boy, a Shipwreck Marsh. Go. Edgewall Innkeeper. That's super aggressive. Alright, I'm going to Thoughtseize and then Fatal Push this. Oh, they just have multiples. That makes sense. Let's think here. This represents a lot of different things. So I'm just going to go like this. I could play the long game against Fae of Wishes, I feel like. And if I have to, like, just trade with a Brazen Borrower on Brazen Borrower, I'll take that trade. Thieves Guild Enforcer. That was quite strong. I'm going to Ledger Shredder and then cast Thieves Guild Enforcer. Trigger. Wind Robber is not doing me any justice here. That was 2 good hits. Really would like to get him to that point where, like, oof, brutal. Yeah, I still feel like it's just... We'll bounce that. And we'll play this. Trigger Connive. It feels like Spell Pierce is just... It's going to get bad very quickly. Let's get in for 6. So here, we've turned the corner. We've gone from, like, disruptive game plan to it's time to start murdering some face. Please bounce these things to my hand. Like, the Shredder kind of sucks, but, like, you know, you kind of take what you can get. Actually, I think it's the Infernal Grasp here. That's fine. Well, attack for 3, that's gonna happen. Play a Shredder. Play the Enforcer. Trigger. We're gonna draw, hopefully, a land. Yep, we'll get rid of the 1-mana thing. Build them for 4. Got our opponent pretty much with their back up against the wall, which is good. Play our tap land. Now we can reload with Into the Story. We'll also, like, swinging in with some bad intentions. Oh, please. Gonna play a Fae of Wishes. Triome? Nope, no Fae of Wishes. They're gonna continue to play conservatively. Which I understand. Alright, I have no reason not just to keep running it back. Plus, now we have a Hive of the Eye Tyrant hiding out back here, which is gonna get, yeah, I'll dump that. Build them for 4 more. It's 3 of their Innkeepers gone. That's good for us. Because now we have a Menace threat as well, just kind of hiding in the back row. Sadly, we did not get a counter for the Shredder this time. Good mills. Yeah, Stomp would be pretty good for them right here. Like, that would probably be their absolute, like, best thing to draw. They did hit their Beanstalk Giant, which is... I'm fine. Like, this is... Like, this is air. Like, this isn't going to beat me, so... Or stop them from me beating them. Although, oh, there it is. Okay. So we get to do the Ledger Shredder stuff. I actually value this into the story more. So, they do get to kill my 2 things, but I'm still attacking. Like, getting in for 2 is a lot. Wow, they're still not gonna respect the, Yeah, here I'm just gonna go ahead and just cast into the story, like, draw a bunch of lands. Go ahead and cast this. This Thoughtseize isn't really gonna do anything here, I don't think. Let me think. So if they Fae, they get to wish for 2 things. So it's probably actually just worth taking that away from them, huh? I'll get rid of the Watery Grave. And we'll play this on black. Yeah, I'll take the Fae. It's better to cut them off of an out than anything else. And here they're gonna have to, like, flash in Brazen Borrowers in order to be able to block the lethal threats. Because they can't... These can't block this, and any single threat can't block my Hive of the Eye Tyrant. It was good. I think this deck, Chad, I think we stumbled on a hidden gem. I think it definitely needs some improvement. That I will say. I don't think this card's very good. And I don't think we need 3 copies of this. Like, this card may be in the sideboard, but I just feel like it just sort of... It doesn't fit into our game plan as well as I thought it would. So I feel like my trims would be like this. I'd trim 1 copy of Into the Story. And I think I'd actually bring, like, 2 Spell Pierces into my main. And just play the 4th Shredder to really streamline things. And I think I want 1 extra copy of Into the Story for, like, grindy, like, black matchups. Where this is just, like, a top deck Into the Story can just, like, win the game. That feels like a place where I really want to be. I like the Brazen Borrowers out of the board. I don't think I'd want them in my main deck. Do I want a 3rd one out of the board is the real question. Actually, I think I want another conditionless removal spell. And I think Infernal Grasp is it. Just like an extra copy of that feels like... Like, in the matchups, especially where, like, Drown... Like, we have to bring in the Crypts, so we have to, like, bring out Drowns. Feels like I really want, like, access to, like, just another hard removal spell. Definitely, if this is going to be a deck I foresee us playing quite a bit here in the next tidbit of time. Go ahead and get this up into the Mox field. Actually, you know what? Nightbot. Go into my Nightbot account quick. Commands, custom, add new one, exclamation point, Mox field, exclamation point decks. And we'll sign in. Let me just add. So what I'm doing here is I'm setting up a new command for everybody. Oh, that is not the tab I wanted. This one. All right, Mox Field. Let's just go into like a deck here. There. Boom. All right. Submit. All right. Does one of my moderators want to try the command !dex in the chat? Or really anybody. Oh, okay. Interesting. Pulls up 2 links. Oh, the Stream Decker link too. Yeah, I'm gonna probably have to disable that. So the Mox Field link will take you to my deck archive. And that is where I'll be posting, just all the decks we play on stream, as well as the budget battle decks. Let me go ahead and get this one put in, as well as any other things I might be working on, because I do a lot of modern. I don't make a lot of modern content, but I do play a lot of modern. So I tend to keep my up-to-date modern deck lists in there. Shredder, paste in list. Ooh, okay. Export, boom. Create. Alright, there we go. And that is in there, chat. So I just uploaded this deck that we just played, which I'll even put a direct link to that for you. That's the Blue-Black Rogues with Shredder. Definitely it impressed me, I will say that. Next up, we're going to try this Esper build. So this is reminiscent of the Esper decks we see in Standard. I'm kind of curious if, like, these 1, 2, and some 3-drop decks are any good. Pardon me. Let's put it this way. Where I didn't expect a lot out of the Rogues deck, and I was pleasantly surprised. This deck, I expect exactly one result from, and that's that it's going to suck and I'm going to lose. For your entertainment, chat. Kahira. Shit. Well, this is already a mulligan to 6 against Kahira, so I'm going to mulligan. Opponent's also going to mulligan. This is a keep. Back the second Shredder. So we got to be sure Rafine... We actually get to try Rafine here. So whenever you attack. Okay. So Rafine itself does not have to attack. If our opponent takes a second mulligan, I'll snap this Thoughtseize off. Otherwise, I might wait. I think I am going to wait. Deserted Beach. Opponent played a Stomping Ground. Oh, they're like a legitimate like creature deck. Okay. Wasn't expecting that, if I'm being completely honest. Play this. I'm just gonna play the Shredder down. I don't even know what they're doing now. Now I'm just confused. Oh yeah, they're just a creature deck. Are they? Oh, they're like some kind of like Jetmir strategy, maybe? Because this, yeah, cat. So Jetmir's a cat. So Alright, we'll play Rafine and start conniving. Yep, I think I'm actually interested in Kaito here. I need this to be black. Either one of these I can get rid of here, right? This is the one I'll get rid of. Because this is likely just going to be a Grim Climb pathway. So this is looking like a lot of, well, it has to be, right? This is like Gruul Jetmir. Or is this like Gruul tokens, maybe? Like a tokens deck? Like, am I gonna get, like, Looked out of the game next turn? Like, alright. Why don't we go like this? I'm gonna go attack with these two. We're gonna buff up Rafine. Meat Hook. Well, now we're just playing that, so I feel like the Duress and the Thoughtseize are probably just not very good. And this is where X is 2. Pass the turn. That felt quite strong. It might have actually been Obscura Charm there, to be fair, but this is a 1 of in our deck, and I really want to try it out. Yeah, okay, it is. Yeah, it has to be, right? Burn down the house. Fascinating. This feels like a tokens deck. Like that, I'm getting big token vibes. Like, they're gonna, like, look into some dumb nonsense. Yeah, it's just literally just all tokens cards. Okay, well. Yeah, no white, though. Yeah, we didn't see any white. But they do have the briefcase. They're making treasures. I'm getting a feeling. I'll dump an underdog here. Interesting. They were willing to sacrifice Isaka's Chariot to deal with that. That is commitment right there. Yeah, this is an easy attack for one. Alright, I'm gonna be honest. I think I'll dump the Kaito, because this can put the Kaito back into play if I really want it. I feel like this card is good, but I don't know yet. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna go no. I'm just gonna hold up this Obscura Charm. Right? Yeah. Because, like, if they are some kind of Looka deck and they play Looka and they, like, try to, like, target one of these with its effect, I can just kill it in response. So, you know, it is a Looka deck. They're going to minus. I'm going to kill their target. Destroy target. What's this targeting? Alright, I'll kill that one. Should have. That's a Looka deck. So it's exactly what I thought it was going to be. It's like Gruul Looka. But the real question is, what are they looking into? Because they're playing Kahira. So, like, what big, dumb thing are they hitting? Like, because they're clearly setting up in a way where, like, it only has one hit. Like, what could it be? Is it Yadaro? I can't imagine it's Yadaro. But that's the only thing I can really think of. It's like, Craterhoof isn't legal. Titan of Industry? I mean, it could hit Jetmir, but that seems really bad. They're also playing, like, Voltage Surge, which makes me feel like those treasure tokens are mostly for look, and not for, like, color fixing. We're going to bring in the third. I think we'll bring in some Thirsts. We'll bring in our third Meat Hook for sure. So I think we'll start like this. We're going to bring in all of the cards I might possibly want against them. Okay. I'm the control deck here, so I don't want Duress for sure. Actually, never mind. Most of their shit isn't creatures. So this is just, like, better than Thoughtseize. I'm on the draw. Blood Chief's Thirst is very good on the draw, so I do want to bring it in. It feels like this game is not about Luminarch Aspirant. Vanishing Verse is probably fine at 3. I don't even think Tenacious on. Yeah, I feel like the Shredder is good because it lets me dig, but I'm not even sure if I want to settle the wreckage. Yeah, maybe one settle seems fine, but they definitely have a lot of basic lands. But yeah, if they have some big dumb threat, then settle the wreckage is probably good enough. At interacting. Okay, this is a good hand. Opponent's taking a mulligan. I like to see that. They took 2 mulligans, okay. This hand would definitely be a lot better on the play. Well, that's the one thing I will note very distinctly about Ledger Shredder thus far has been that it is infinitely better on the play than it is on the draw. But it is, much better. It's not so polarized that, I feel terrible about it. If I play this, there's a good chance it actually just dies. I'm gonna pass. Just hold up this Fatal Push. And next turn what I can do is if they do play, a creature, then I can just, deal with it. Alright, now I'll play the Shredder hold-up push. If they have a way to kill a flyer, they can have it. Fry, that's fine. Chandra. Okay. That's a card. Voltage Surge 2 to me. That's fine. I feel like I actually just pass and I just hold up this Wandering Emperor. And this Wandering Emperor can just easily pressure Chandra. Looka. That's a Looka they can't cast, so it's a Looka I don't care about. Isuka's Chariot. Sure. Sure. Now I feel like the answer is I'm probably just going to kill these cats. Right? Maybe. I kill one of them, I think. Yeah, I kill one of them. They know they don't need to, hold priority, right? They can just pass. I'm still confused as to what the hell their look ahead is. Do you have a land or something? You know what? Actually, yeah, I will go ahead and I'm going to do this. I'll make a 2-2. A 2-2 Samurai. Because here I can go, Shattered Sanctum, play Rafine. I can plus on the Samurai. Attack Chandra with the Samurai. Connive. And I think I actually dumped the Clearwater Pathway. Doesn't feel very good, but they might now just try to double block instead. In which case I'll just get to eat one of these 2-2s with a Fatal Push. Okay, they'll go for it. This is also fine. Kill the Chariot. We'll hold up a Fatal Push. Now, if they have, land, if they, make mana, cast Luca, I can kill the target. Looks like they're going to go for this, though. Which they still have to pay 1 for. That's fine. 2 with these. I'll kill 1 of these to keep my Wandering Emperor alive. Sorry if you can hear that, chat. Apparently somebody decided it was time to mow the lawn. At, 8:45 at night. I'm going to hold the land here. Worst case scenario, we get to see exactly what their look ahead is. I'll be right back, chat. Titan of industry. Okay, so that is what they're hitting. So that was one of the few things I could think of. This has reach too. That's brutal. I think that just beats us, right? So if I attack and connive, I hit a non-land going at that. This will just like prevent the damage. Yeah, I'm just dead here. Oh, they're playing Transmogrify too? Okay. It's good to know, actually. I am going to bring in the verse. Take out 1 thirst on the play. Might even go both thirsts on the play. I am going to bring in the settle. And I think I value the Thought Season up. They don't seem to really go after our life total. Board out 1 Baneslayer. But it feels like having access to, like, just, maybe just all our hand disruption on the play. I'm going to take out the Spyglass and go all in on the hand disruption plan. Because the Spyglass doesn't stop, it doesn't stop the Transmogrify, knowing that they're on that too. Where hand disruption does a very good job at stopping all that. I think I can actually keep this. I have time to draw the land, and I am fairly likely. Did they mulligan? That's good for us. Yeah, looks like our opponent is at least on a mulligan to 6. Okay. Well, I mean, don't mind if I do. What have we got? We've got Emergent Sequence, Fry. I don't really care about the Fry or the Voltage Surge. So I think we're going to go after their Fables. Those kind of being the strongest card, just in general. Fatal Push. Fatal Push is a good one. I do need lands over Fatal Pushes, but Soken's-on. That's a scary one. Looks like they're going to probably be... Yeah, they're going to be priced into having to play it as a land, which is actually good for us, but... And we can Fatal Push this land. Well, not ideal, but we do get to kill this forest, so... Sadly, we have also now missed a land drop. They pick up the Kahira, Rafine's Tower. Not the best land in the world, but it gets the job done. We can kill this Kahira, luckily. Yeah, just gonna kill. I mean, we'll give them a turn. Like if they go like land, try to do the thing on Kahira. Otherwise, we'll just kill it in combat. Yep, let's destroy it. Just basically, they're giving our opponent the opportunity to. I'll play Rafine. Rafine's definitely like they can't go Chandra kill Rafine here. Actually, I suppose they could do this, but still, I'm gonna have to trade with it at some point anyway. And now next turn can just hold up Obscura Charm. Maybe actually Kaito would have probably just been better there. They'd still fry it, but it'd be fine. Well, land Meat Hook would be pretty decent here. Thoughtseize. Okay. I mean, we'll just have to pass. unfortunate, but, you know, it is the name of the game. Okay. Just pass the turn. I mean, if they go, like, crew... transmogrify on the Isekas chariot, I think we're just dead, but, you know. There's not too much we could do about that to begin with, so we'll just take our 4, take our nuggings. Don't have it? You don't have it. Luca, okay. Unfortunate, but not the end of the world. We'll just fatal push the target. Let's correct the target, the chariot. Oh, you got greedy. Got greedy and got punished. And I don't have the 4th land yet. Alright, so we're losing to our mana, which kind of sucks, but, you know. Can't really be helped all that much, if I'm being honest. Yep. We still have a window where we can, like, draw into, like... Where we can... Yeah, if they know to target the chariot, which if they were, like, playing correctly, they would definitely target that chariot. Alright, that's targeting this. Yep, I'll kill it again. Like... Now the Luca... It's a little scary that they get to keep the Luca around, but, you know, we'll just deal with it. Oh, they just have that too? Okay, never mind. Yep, that's the game. We don't have a way to come back from that. That's brutal. We did keep a 2-lander and got punished for it, you know. It's our own fault to a degree. We are playing a 24-land deck, though, so, you know, it's calculated risk. I don't think I would have mulliganed that. Pretty much no matter what. You know, land... You know, opponents, you know, we're on the play against a combo deck. Thoughtseize being very disruptive, being very good. But, you know, we can't, you know, if they have it, they have it. Can't always win. The Fridge Ninja. That feels more reasonable than I thought it would be, though. This is fine. Thoughtseize or up against fucking Mono Blue Spirit. Well, we've already lost, but... I mean, yeah, I'm gonna take a Spectral Sailor, like... I mean, that's not just like a massive tell or anything, but hey. Alright. Duress you. I will tell you, chat, that this is not a deck you'd want to be playing in this format. I mean, I know what's in your hand, so I'm just gonna kill this. This deck is definitely missing, like, that final good 1-drop. This thing has Vigilance. That's so annoying. Alright, we'll pass. This is easy. Fire up the Haven and attack. Okay, they're gonna play cautious. That's also not necessarily incorrect, so. I honestly don't know, Lo-Fi. That's a really good question, though. Alright, can I just draw, like, something that, like, does things? That'd be, like, super cool. They took the bait, chat. It's not I can Blood Chiefs, there's that thing. Got you. So you get for, let's see, you get for exposing the land. I didn't really lose anything from doing that, so. Plus, do this. Now we're drawing all our lands. I found where our games were. Yeah, well, the reason, it's actually very specific. You don't have Mausoleum Wanderer, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but, like, having, like, one, and you have to play this card, which this card just kind of sucks, but, like, I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna Vanishing Verse your guy. Like, congratulations. But, Yeah, like not having, yeah, they really don't do a lot of the animations like they used to, basically. Can I draw something like a threat? Like a threat would be nice. Make a 2/2. Pass the turn. You're gonna flash in a spectral sin. Nope, just spectral adversary. Yeah, like this deck, it's missing Mausoleum Wanderer. The other thing is that like the metagame in Explorer is just different than Pioneer, and I don't think in a way that is good for the Spirits deck. Go after my Wandering Emperor. Oh, double obsession. That's gross. Gross. Alright, land. Other land. Okay, that's actually good for me. That's really good for me. Alright, I'm gonna attempt to kill this. I should have plus this first, but... Alright, that's really good for me. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and make these... Make our boys into 3/3s. Also, like, none of these players play, like, dive down in their main decks, and it baffles me. Like, in all honesty, it's just like, I sit here and watch these guys, like, struggle to beat, like, removal. Like, this weekend, over the weekend, our Pioneer seed, we had him on Mono Blue Spirits, because it was just like, well, this is just, like, the best deck. Ooh, do they attack? I think they'd have to attack the Emperor here. Crush your spirits. Hi-ya! You're not the only one with flash shit, dickhead. Alright, eliminate good. Vanishing Verse, medium. Bad stuff. Most of it. Duress, good. Blood Chief's Thirst, not so good. Vanishing Verse is still pretty medium. Again, this is another matchup where it's not about the power 2 drops. I do like the Angels because they're just good blockers. Probably keep the verse. I'll just bring in all the verses because they just do things. I like the Charms a little bit just because they're instant speed. Same with the Settle, and I'll probably leave in the Thirsts. 2 of the Thirsts. I got an Eliminate. Yeah, I think this is fine. Well, yeah, half the people who play Pioneer were off playing in good chunk of those people were over in Minneapolis playing at the NRG. Ooh, this is a tough sell. I think it's a keep. Yeah, in all honesty, that Azorius control deck in Pioneer kind of sucks. Against anything that like just isn't Winota. Malevolent Hermit. That's worth just dealing with, like, right away. I feel like Rafine is going to be really good in this matchup. Because just, like, a 3-mana 1/4 flyer sounds strong here. I'm going to go for the Rafine. I'm going to go for the Shredder. Just because, again, like, so we left in all the threats that fly. Yeah, again, just like a good chunk of the modern folks were off in Minneapolis. I bumped into a lot of them, to be honest. And there's also just a good chunk who were, I know a few of them who weren't in Minneapolis ended up having just other things going on. Or they just thought a good chunk of people would be gone, so they didn't bother going. Okay, opponent's missing their 4th land drop. That was really good for us. Yeah, we'll duress. Hit them with the Duress. Multiple Geistlight snares, but they're full price, huh? It's probably Geistlight Snare. Now the next question, so they could play Geistlight Snare, right? It's probably just holding up Fatal Push, right? Yeah, we just hold up Fatal Push. We got the Ledger Shredder to block, so even if their plan is to, like, flash this in, like, yeah, this is fine. So, I think their plan is they're going to go Curious Obsession, Geist Light, Snare. This is probably the best card in this deck, by the way. Oh, that's nice that everybody got a promo pack. I will be back this weekend at Adventure. I plan on going back. All right, I'm willing to start this fight if they're gonna be chicken shits about it. Wow, they just let that happen. That is crazy. Okay, well, I mean, Rafine, show me what you got. You're gonna have to fire that off now. Like, and sadly, this isn't a spirit on its front side, so it's like if they're gonna play this, then they can't play this, which is really good for us. Yep, you got it. Fair enough. Are you not coming to Modern that much anymore? Okay, I'll bite. That's fair. I mean, I know a lot of folks who are just sort of getting to that point where they're... I think it's the Kaito here, yeah. It's like, kill this. Oh, they realize that this just gets bigger when we fight over things? Ledger Shredder's busted. It's so good against these decks. This is actually the thing I told my Pioneer seat to look out for when we were talking, because it was just like the Is It Prowess decks in Pioneer play Ledger Shredder. Yeah, we absolutely just got them there. That's what makes Ledger Shredder so good, though, is that you make the game like impossibly hard for people to play efficiently, because you just have this threat that just keeps growing every time they try to double spell, and that's just chef's kiss. Honestly, though, like, I was playing Murktide Mirrors on Sunday, and like, boy golly, did they become just a absolute slog of a match. All right, we're on the draw. Oh, they're like 17 right now. That's nuts. They're probably going to keep going up, to be honest. As people realized it's like good in like literally every constructed format, so. Feels like there's a Bright Climb Pathway can go back. If they don't play a 1-drop, then I'd probably just go like tap Watery Grave. Adventurous Impulse with an Overgrown Tomb. I'm lucky. I have 7 of them. I opened 6 out of my boxes, and then I opened I could just play this tapped here. And then I opened an extra one over the weekend. Oh, another extra one, rather. Is this like mono green? Is mono green like quite not devotion? Somebody's playing fucking Joffer's List? Interesting. I suppose, I mean, that guy's got good exposure. I gotta get in touch with his video editor. Yeah, that card's really good. We almost played it in our Mono Blue Spirits deck. It's so good. But then we realized, you know, Topiary Stomper. That's a good one. Can it block? No, it can't block. Okay. How many lands is it? What's the threshold? 7 or more. Okay, so I've got time. I could also just kill it. I don't think that's the answer, though. Land ramp the deck. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely the tools for a good land ramp deck. Let's put it that way. Alright. Buseiju. Storm the Festival. That's terrifying. That's what the whole deck's about. That's what Mono Green Devotion's about in Pioneer now. Land. Alright, that was about as good as it could get for me. Alright, I'm going to take my medicine here. Rafine. Oh, that is Vigilance? Jeez. I just have to kill We'll go keep making the mono white Tarmogoyf bigger here. We're in a good position. We're likely going to win, just on the back of, like, we had pressure and dealt with their one thing that could block. Now, if they have another copy of this, that could get a little rough. Okay, well, that card's not nearly as scary in this format. It's not only cute. I have so many full art versions of this card in paper. Sky Sovereign. Brutal. Okay, so that's going to kill my underdog. They're dead, though. Like, they're just dead on the battlefield. Bibbity boppity. Your deck sucks. Unable to pull one. Wow, that's crazy. I have a bunch of them. Do you need some for, like, Commander or something? I could probably just give you one. Gosh, I don't even know what I want against them. Probably, like, big threats. Settle seems like it's probably not great. Same with, Meat Hook. Vanishing Verse seems strong. Yeah, I'll bring them with me on, well, you won't be there Friday, but I will be there Saturday. Bloodchief Thirst, probably fine. It just kills the big things. Fatal Push seems a bit awkward, though. It's good if they're on exactly, like, I have to imagine they're playing Nissa, so maybe I keep them for that. Probably Brigade the Duress. Obscura Charm seems a little too cute. So here I gotta keep in mind that I am the beatdown. Actually, I think I even bring in, like, Sorcerer's Spyglass. I think Wandering Emperor can get cut. This card, I mean, maybe not. Well, Vanishing Verse is going to deal with any big problematic creatures for just 2 mana, so probably going to keep that. I think the Kaidos can come out too. Like, I just want, like, big threats, I feel like. I feel like that's where I want to be. Eliminate feels like it's probably not going to do anything in this match. Yeah, not a problem. Because they're not worth anything, right? Like, they're just, like, $1 or whatever. Like, probably not even that, to be honest. Topiary Stomper. Oh, fuck off, TCG player. Yeah, they're a whopping 95 cents. Is it Pirates and Jin Wheel? On Origins Nissa Land. Okay. One goes first. Got a lot of do-nothing spells. At least, they don't do anything in the early game. How threat dense am I right now? 4, so 16, 24, or 16, 22, 30, 4, 6% of my deck is threats. 10, 14, 16... 24, 32% of my deck is answers, and then 40% of my deck is lands. I'm gonna... Gosh, this is a rough one. I'm gonna keep it. So I can lead on Black Source Thoughtseize. They did keep. Oh, there's a... Okay, so they are playing Llanowar Elves. I wasn't sure based on how their deck played out last round. We'll go ahead and just play Thoughtseize. Storm the Festival, Kiora. Okay, so it's probably just this or this. I mean, this will just get this back anyway, right? I suppose I'm going to make him work for it. Hopefully we can draw another hand disruption spell here. Now this turn it's just, yeah, we just go like Grave. We're going to Fatal Push here. We need to be able to kill the bigger things with this. Yeah, I know the Devotion deck would play all 8 of these, right? But this deck is definitely not that deck. All perfect. Now we can go Shredder, Thoughtseize, Trigger. Duress seems good here. I think I can dump the second Thirst. Jesus Christ. Well, they're just gonna play any of these things. They're likely gonna go for this next turn, so I'm gonna take the Cavalier. Cavalier represents the most value for them next turn, because this, if I just rip a land, I kill it. Like, they do have to have exactly another... Oh, I suppose I could have taken this... No, I can't take the Karn here. I gotta take what the Karn wishes for here. Because it doesn't look like they hit a land. So this might actually wish for a land? I imagine they play Treasure Vault. Yeah, do they? Yep, they do. That makes sense to me. So I can't take what they wished for, but I can knock this Karn down to 1. Yeah, I just go like that. Okay, knock the Karn down to 1. They're going to get to draw a card, which is a little annoying, but sort of is what it is. We got to play this as a land, and we got to pass. And now here we can, like, they'll play Gargaroth, we'll kill Gargaroth, finish off the Karn. The Kiora is going to be a little, like, annoying. It's going to help them get up to their, where they want to be mana-wise. A little quicker than I would like, but, you know, it can't realistically be helped. Alright, we can kill that. Regretting a little bit that I dumped off the... Alright, opponent. There's no way they have another Elder Gargaroth, right? Adventurous Impulse. I swear to God, if you show me an Elder Gargaroth... Okay, they got a Llanowar Elves. Trigger. Dump off this Duress, because it's not doing anything. Thanks for the Shredder trigger, my guy. Concealed Courtyard. Okay, play that. I'm gonna probably just hit this Kiora for 3. Right, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right now. Okay. So I can hit this for 3 and then play Lyra. Yeah, I'm gunning for your Planeswalkers, brother. Elder Gargaroth being mythic rare, yeah, because it was a core set. And by core set standards, that's definitely like a mythic. Oh yeah, no, are you kidding me? Like, even just Gargaroths are like 12 bucks a piece or whatever. There's a lot of, like, incidentally good cards in that set. Remember back when they did animations, chat? By the way, just an interesting note while Lyra's here. You notice we're playing... we have 3 Angels, we have 2 Baneslayers, and a Lyra. Basically, the idea here is that I have, you know, I want Angels. It's always free to play 1 Lyra if you're going to do the Angel sideboard package. And then any additional copy should be Baneslayer Angel. Because the Lyra is legendary, of course. Yeah, it feels like I'll just play this first. They're getting priority from their creature lands. I do miss the animations, but yes, I used to also play on an old shitty laptop. What I really wish they did was, like, just make them completely optional. Like, that was the thing that always sucked about, like, in regards to, yeah, like, it just, like, burdened my laptop from a graphics standpoint. It's just, like, really annoying that it's, like, we're sitting here, like, in the fucking year of our Lord 2022, and the animations aren't optional in our card game. But they just quietly did away with it. Like, many people thought they would do that. Okay, I'm starting to get sold on this Esper mid-range deck, I'm going to be honest with you, chat. I'm really digging everything that's going on here. We're playing Shredders. So basically the idea tonight, I want to just clarify, was that I was on my way home from Minneapolis, talking with my very good friend Phil, who is our Pioneer player, who watched me crush people with Ledger Shredder all weekend. But, was that, you know, Ledger Shredder's really good with expressive iteration, right? easy combo. Expressive Iteration lends itself to playing a bunch of cheap cards and multi-spelling. Cool. So Shredder's natural fit there. But like my other thought was like we had a lot of games where like the play pattern worked out that you would go like turn 3 Ledger Shredder hold with a 1-mana spell. But in blue-red that was usually something very reactive. Where I was like, well, what if I wanted to do something very proactive? And like the most proactive spell I can think of is Thoughtseize. So just like being able to go like turn 3 Shredder Thoughtseize you was like the idea. And I don't know if Explorer is the place for that or if Pioneer is. I feel like it's Pioneer because you get like Urborg and things like that in that format. Hello, what is this? Oh, I get the rebalanced version too. Okay. I also feel like that is potentially something we could do in Modern, because it feels like Tainted Indulgence is, like, there's that blue-black Death Shadow deck. Yeah, you get the regular and the rebalanced version with the rebalanced cards. It looks really weird, and it's kind of obvious that you're getting a rebalanced card when that happens, but, you know, not that being obvious is a bad thing. We'll play our third match here with Esper mid-range before we decide on how we really feel about it. Not Modern Esper. It would probably just be blue-black. But I could see going Esper, because the mana is just so much better. Because you're probably like an 8 fetch land deck. Probably like 21 to 22 lands. Play like Tainted Indulgence. Because like the thing is I've been the card Tainted Indulgence has really impressed me in Modern. I think I don't know if this is 100% accurate. I think if we could find the right shell for that card in a mid-range deck, we'll finally have something that can compete with Expressive Iteration on value. Herman. Playing against Herman. This better not be the Herman that I know, because that'd be really awkward. I don't think that's how he spells his last name, but there's a guy I know that only goes by Herman. Delver of Secrets. Well, alright. Ledger Shredder, go. Raw flip a Delver, baby. Let's go! Aw, flipless Delver. Classic archetype. Ledger Shredder. Oh, this is just blue-red Delver. Okay. Kill their Shredder. Play another Shredder. Trigger. I'm going to dump the Raffine here because I can get it back. Get in for 2. Pass. Trigger. Raw flip. Raw flip, baby. Let's go! Fading Hope. That's irritating. They still can't double spell for shit, so that's good. I'll take 3. Commander on Commander Night? Like, on Arena, or, like, in person? Yeah, this feels like a pretty easy... I mean, we'll Thoughtseize and see what they do. So I imagine they're just going to go for this Fading Hope play. Yeah, that's fine. They could, yeah, they get 1 scry. I get to look at their hand, take an iteration, and then I'm just gonna kill this Dreadhorde Arcanist. Obscura Charm has been deceptively good. I'm gonna say that right now. I'm gonna dump the Shredder because it's an extra copy. This also lets me block this Delver. So, in person on Thursdays. Well, I do the budget battle stream on Thursdays, so I actually wouldn't be able to make that. We're going to play a Ledger Shredder and pass the turn. Are they going to raw flip? They're not. They almost never do. Okay. Now, from here on out, I am going to hold my land. Because now I just want to be able to, like, get rid of it. Okay, well, I mean, I'm just going to kill this. Because I don't feel like giving them the opportunity to utilize it. Kind of sucks. I'd like to hold like my spell, there. Like if they didn't play a Dreadhorde Arcanist, that would have easily flipped it. Spell Pierce. So that card's bad here. I'm gonna hold on to the 4th Shredder. I want to be able to double spell, basically. That's not really helping, but I'm gonna cycle this to draw a card. I mean, this feels pretty free. Yeah, I'm gonna pay the 2. Makes sense. I get why they did that. They still can't. They still don't have any good attacks. God, our opponent is trying so desperately to play a very different game than they are. Yeah, I just have to pass here. Luckily, this is the other thing. Thoughtseize really good when Thougeize is bad. You have a way of getting rid of it, which is very strong. I'm gonna play a Luminarch Aspirant. Go to combat. Looks like they got a response here. Consider, sure. They kept their card. Feels like, oh, it's not an answer. Okay. Fading Hope triggers. Give me an answer to a Ledger Shredder. I'm going to dump this. That is an answer to a Ledger Shredder. I'm just going to kill that. This one can dump a land. I'll dump the shock land, right? Actually, there are 4 mana things. This doesn't make white mana. If this made white mana, I'd keep it. I'm just gonna dump a land. That dies. My thing goes back to my hand. They get to scry 1. 1 top. That's not a good sign. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna pass it back. Consider. Sure. They kept their card. It's a strangle trigger. Dumping the underdog is basically free, so. Again, this is a match where Shredder has dominated this match. Like in no small terms, the Shredder dominated this match. Yeah, it feels like Kaito can just go. That is very good here. I will dump a Shredder this time. Yeah, Shredder is busted. Like, I can't, I honestly, but it's not busted to the point where I think it would, like, need to be banned. Let's put it that way. I'm shocked they would block that. But, you know, you do you, boo. Like, play a creature. That feels about right. Yeah, like, Ledger Shredder, it's, like, broken in, like, the way Ragavan is broken. In that, it's a card that is so good that it wins really, really, really hard. But you're absolutely right. It's nowhere near ban-worthy. Just like Ragavan, it is a card that once your opponents learn how to play against it and start building their decks with it in mind, or they're playing a deck that's already insulated against it, that's what's going to, like, make it, like, balance back out. Like, right now, the reason I've been playing so much, like, Murktide is, with the Ledger Shredder is because, like, in every matchup where Ragavan is bad, Ledger Shredder is amazing. And in every matchup where Ragavan is, like, amazing, so is Ledger Shredder. Like that, they just play so well together. And I think it does, the card gets worse and worse the newer the format. Just quite frankly, but I feel like Thoughtseize is not what this game's going to end up being about. I do like the Thirst on the draw. I'm not even sure I want those. I think I want the big dumb flyers seem good. The Charm seems good. Eliminate seems good. Vanishing Verse does hit basically all their threats. And settle seems like it's probably fine. But we gotta decide on what to cut. Again, just continuously unimpressed by Kaido. Not because it's strictly bad, it just doesn't seem to really fit in, like, the game plan. I feel like I'm the control deck here, so I'm going to bring in that, and I'm going to cut some of these. I feel like I could leave some duresses in, and then, like, 2 aspirants. Actually, probably just 2 underdogs, to be honest. Just, like, being able to... If I had something like Unlicensed Hearse, I'd probably bring that in over the underdogs, but, like, the underdog is good against, like, anything that isn't Flame Blessed Bolt. Can also, like, attack through their stuff. This is a good hand. It's got answers. I can just kill a turn 1 Delver. And if they don't, I can just go like that. Now I've got answers to Shredder. I've got answers to pretty much all the threats our opponent will likely put at us. I'm shocked they ran that out like that. I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna snap off the kill spell. So I do think this card does get a lot more balanced when Fatal Push is the answer of choice. So, like, I feel like black mid-range decks will be, like, the kind of strategies that keep that card in check. I'm going to play a Concealed Courtyard, and I'm just going to pass it back here. There's no reason for me to expose my Shredder to anything on their side of the battlefield, and I have an Eliminate I can hold up. Next turn, I might, if they play a threat, especially, I will jam a Shredder here. Here, I'm just going to go like this. Play a blue source, pass the turn. I'm just going to hold up Wandering Emperor, because they're turtling up. I feel like they might have evaluated themselves as the control deck, and I don't think that's accurate. A lot of Izzet players turtle up post-sideboard, and that's not always correct. Sometimes you just got to play proactively and confidently. Wow, the Hall of the Storm Giants. In their clearly low-to-the-ground Delver deck. That's interesting. This feels like they have something. Feels like it's a burn spell, but I'll make a 2/2. Like, Wandering Emperor still gonna get the job done when it needs to. Here I can go Concealed Courtyard. I feel like, yeah, we're gonna go make another 2/2. If they have a burn spell, I'm just gonna play it. I'm playing around that here. Attack for 2. Play a Shredder. Watch it get countered by a Mystical Dispute. Come at me, brother. There it is. Knew they had it in my heart of hearts. I like how this isn't even the best card out of this set. Isn't that crazy, chat? How the Wandering Emperor, a flash planeswalker that can activate its abilities immediately, is not just the best card in the set? Yes. So if you play Shredder and a second spell, it triggers. That's what makes it so good in Modern, is on turn 2 you can play it and cast Mishra's Bauble to trigger it right away. Or sometimes you'll see in the sideboard Tormod's Crypt as a way to oh, interesting. They're gonna go after that now. I don't mind. Like, that's honestly probably just not bad for us. I've got 6 mana. It's all in here. Shredder. I'll play this on blue here. Just attack for 4 and pass. Because here, if they go like land, fire up the Hall of the Storm Giants, I can just like kill it. Shredded Sails. Oh, that's an interesting card to have. I don't think it's very good. Maybe though. Actually, I suppose it could destroy Parhelion, but like, how good is that really? Sure. let the connive trigger happen. We'll eliminate it during their end step here. Interesting, they got rid of it. Actually, it'll probably obscure a charm, thinking about it. It's like, that specifically plays well against, like, just being able to, like, keep my more efficient cards in my hand. If they counter this, I'll let it happen. Unless that counter is exactly a mystical dispute, I'll pay for the first one. And then I can just untap Blood Chief's Thirst this. So they'd have to have exactly double negate here to punish me. Looks like they have no counter magic whatsoever. Fatal Push is a good one. Sure. I'm surprised they brought that in. I suppose that resets Ledger Shredder. Yeah, I'll just play my Ledger Shredder. Can pass the turn. Yeah, no, this card is a real pain in the ass to play around. That's what makes it so strong. This is a really good card against it. Like, it's being able to stop the multiple connive triggers from realistically being all that powerful. Fading Hope, sure. What else are they going to do here? I mean, I have answers to it, though. This is like one of the exact cards that eliminates in the deck to answer. Oh, interesting. What are they going for? Mystical Dispute trigger. I'll dump the land here because it's not doing anything. Sure. Like, that's not an answer to Shredder, like the bounce spell is. I can still knock the Narset down to 1, so I'm not too worried. Yeah. They could also go to bounce my token, I guess. That'd be the that's probably the correct play, even. Yeah. I'll knock the Narset to 2. I'll play a second Shredder. The other tricky part to keep in mind with this card is that the Connive is not a May. That is a big, big deal, believe it or not. I actually lost to this card not being a May trigger in one of my mirror matches. My exact out against my opponent was to have exactly... I'm gonna blitz this. Correct block is a Shredder, which I'm fine with. See what I mean, chat? Though that did just eat their Brazen Borrower, so I'm not sure why they bothered to do that, to be honest with you. They should have let this die first. Though they can start racing with their Hall of Storm Giants now. That's what's gonna happen. Land. Okay, I don't actually mind lands here. Another Narset. That is a little frustrating. It's a big swing and a miss. Dread Horde Arcanist, sure. This one does let me. I do get to draw this time. Okay, I'll dump the tap land here. A little chat. That's sorcery speed? No, it is instant speed. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I can just go like that. I'd love to hold this back for Hall of Storm Giants, rather, but like, I'm in a position where I really, really, really need to kill this Narset, so. Trigger. Here and here. This will die. I draw a card. It's a good one. That's a really good one. You want to talk about racing Hall of Storm Giants? Ooh, that's brutal. This is again like, see, I got 2 really good cards. Yeah, Baneslayer is too good to get rid of here. Yeah, no, Narset with this card is, it's really tricky. That really sucked for us. I'm gonna have to play my Baneslayer Angel, and I'm not gonna hold the land actually. So like here, this is gonna suck a little bit because now they can flashback Fading Hope on my guy, on my Baneslayer here. So I imagine the game plan for them is to fire this up, attack with everything, or just the, okay, they're gonna go for the expressive iteration. That's why I kept the land in my hand there, by the way, is that if they trigger this, then I can just like get the Jesus, they hit another one. Okay, I think I'm gonna lose to that actually, but so I think I need to like hit exactly an answer to. That's honestly, that's like so brutal. Because now they get to bounce this and just get in for a bunch of damage. Yeah, that's rough. So, yep, attack, cast Fading Hope, bounce my Shredder. Can't do literal nothing about that. I'm going to take only 5, which is not as bad as it could have been. And here I get to go, I got, what, 6 lands? So I'm in a tough pickle. That was a good pickup. I can go kill this. I have to kill this. Test of Talents. Jesus Christ. Like, really? Fucking. You want to talk about best possible last card? Yep, have your fucking Ledger Triggers. Mill card. Got 3 5s. I'm just gonna bounce this and I'm dead, right? Yeah. Yeah, not being able to deal with the Arcanist was game over. So there's no way for me to, like, be able to block there. Okay, I do think maybe I'm gonna want some Graveyard Hate just to, like, keep the graveyard manageable, and I think I don't want any Duresses here. Maybe I want some Thoughtseizes, though, on the play. Cut, like, 1 Blood Chief's Thirst. I think I'm going to cut... They kept their Delvers in, which is so weird. Cut like 1 Meat Hook. I think I am going to cut the Settles. Settles are probably just fine, but it's like... It's only good if they're firing up Hall, I guess. I can just deal with that in other ways. I can play first... Sand is a begrudging keep. Just keeping on the power of a turn 3 Shredder here. Bold move, mulliganing. They must have had a really bad hand to keep. Okay, they got Hall, pass. I got land, go. Feels like a consider, yeah. Definitely feels like this deck suffered from its mana base a lot. Really sucks, because we drew our 2 1-of slow lands, and not like Rafine's Tower. We're just going to play Rafine, like... They can't Fading Hope this one, at least during my turn. Which it seems like that's what they had, because this, they got priority there. We're just sort of like really hoping that we can get there on the back of this Rafine. Iteration, sure. Well, that means we know we're going to get to attack with this. That's good. So we know they have a Fading Hope in their hand. That's something to keep in mind, I guess, while we play out the next couple of turns. We got an Arcanine. Wow, they said it means they did not hit the land off of that. That's good to know. Let's attack with Rafie. We get to Connive. Obscure Charm. I'm going to dump a Ledger Shredder. We're going to be missing a land drop anyway, so play a Shredder past the turn. Hopefully that means they don't have a 4th land drop, because that would be really good for us. For, like, obvious reasons. Or their 4th land is, like, another tap land or something. Oh yeah, this looks like they don't have a 4th land, and they're having to debate on whether or not they bounce the Rafine now or in my upkeep. Oh, they have a 4th land. I don't know what they were thinking about then. Play something I can murder with a Fatal Push, please. Like I'll even take a Delver at this point. I'm being honest. Interesting. They're just gonna pass. So they don't even have a spell to play on their own turn. I'll target this one. The Rafine is the juicier target for any, like... I think it's just this Concealed Courtyard, yeah. Ward 1. I'll pay for it. I think I'm just going to counter this. I'll play an untapped Watery Grave and then pass. Yeah, I'm surprised they bothered to do this during, like, their turn. Yeah, I think I dumped this, maybe. Maybe not. Yeah, it's this. Like, honestly, like, it feels like it was better to just, like, bounce into their own turn than if I'm going to do it, I gotta do it, like, where I play this at sorcery speed. It just feels like an awkward sequence from our opponent. I'll shock that in and pass. I have no qualms about letting them know I have a Fatal Push in my hand right now. Sure. Can't do anything about it, so. Can't cast multiple spells at the moment. I don't know what they're going to do here, but... It's an interesting card. I don't think this card's very good, but... I feel like if you want, like, a hard answer to, Shredder, you probably just play something like Fry. Because it's just, like, more applicable. It's 2 Dreadhorde Arcanists. I'm gonna play a Lyra here. I ain't got time to fucking dick around. I'm just gonna start beating in for 5. Like, chances are, if they have an answer to this, it's like Fading Hope, or it's like a double burn spell. And if it is a double burn spell, I'm all for it. Brazen Borrow, that's fine. Now this turn, I'm gonna go, you know, Rafine, Scheming Seer, plus, just like 1 mana kill spell and pass. And now I just have a creature that just absolutely murks Brazen Borrower. I have no reason to just not attack here. I don't even want the 6th land. Take 1. So one of the things I love this connive mechanic. Yeah, I think it might have been pushed a little too hard, but it's just also just so just efficient. Really smooths out the draws in all of the most busted ways possible. Sure. I'm not sure if we're supposed to be playing counter magic in our sideboard, because I know we're not right now. We're very much like a black-white deck splashing the blue for the Esper cards. I'll attempt to cast the Wandering Emperor. Oh, look at that. I get to use the Wandering Emperor. Exile your Brazy Bee. That shit out of here. Love that. I do like that animation. That's the kind of animations I really like. Well, if they don't have an answer to that, I doubt that they have an answer to this, so. Lyra. Oh, they do. Wow, look at our opponent. Alright, plus. On Rafine, attack, trigger. Meat hook. That's not doing anything here. Get in for 3. Get to keep holding up this fatal push. So now if they want to like fire up Den to kill the Emperor, because that'd be like probably their correct land to attack with, given that they probably have more spells in their hand to cast, or they want to like at least present the idea that they have more spells to cast. Where are you going to put that 1-1, brother? Actually, that was incorrect. I should have just let them... I should have just killed this. That's fine. They ended up having the answer anyway. But that does mean this Baneslayer Angel's coming down completely counter-free, so I like that. Let's get rid of the courtyard. Boom. And no, the other reason I was just to finish a thought I had earlier with shredded sails. The other reason to play Fry is like Fry can kill things through ward triggers. Big deal. Oh, cool. That becomes red. Yep, they're digging. I don't think this card's very good. Maybe, though. Sack like Delvers that aren't doing anything, but that also just feels so actively bad. I guess it's really good with Young Pyromancer, right? Because you like sack a 1-1, get a 1-1. Okay, it doesn't trigger it twice, it triggers it once, but feels very much like our opponent is about to lose, but I'm gonna send it in for 8, like Brazen Borrower, sure. Connive. Get in for 3. I'm just gonna run it back. Mystical Dispute, you got it. Still dead on the battlefield. They're dead to the heads-up information we have, so. We have a mountain and a mystery card, huh? Yeah. Definitely feels like... Yeah, like, that's probably, like, an interaction. I feel like Young Pyromancer, though, is just, like, a better card in, I should have kept that land. That was a mistake, but... Oh, it's fine. I got double verse. Attempt to Vanishing Verse that. Joke's on you, dingus. I got 2 of them this time. Pow, 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 pow. Get bent. That felt good. Felt good. The Vanishing Verse got countered by a Test of Talents in the first, the game we lost to lose us the game. This time, just had 2 of them. Double trouble. Alright, those were some grindy games, but, what do I like and what do I dislike? Let's go, we'll go there next. Alright, Kaido, you're coming out. I really wanted Kaido to be good, but it just is always super clunky. Obscure a charm. Chef's Kiss. Settle the wreckage. Not quite Chef's Kiss. I feel like I want them in my sideboard, but like, feels like with Winota being gone from the format, not good. Definitely a card to consider for the future, though. Duress seems like it's probably not a good main deck card, huh? Definitely I know there's matches I'll want more of them, but just, yeah. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different, so, like, I don't think we can get away with this card. We really need a diverse set of mana values. We have exactly 5 different mana values in our deck. I feel like we can just kind of, like, go up on things. Meat Hook has felt definitely, like, when it's really good, it's good, and when it's, you know, not so good, it's not so good. Obscura Charm felt really strong, though. Just being like a removal spell that's just also sometimes a way to buy back one of our powerful threats. Wandering Emperor, I don't think I want more than 2 copies of this card, that's for sure. Are there any other 1 mana? Well, first and foremost, let's start here, I guess. Are there any other Esper cards I'd want to play? Could play Void Rend. I'm willing to try one. How many lands am I playing? 24 now. That's what I thought. That don't do nothing. It's a little too narrow. ETBs, it connives. Whenever you discard one of our cards, exile them from your graveyard. When this dies, put the cards exiled this way into their owner's hand. Not sure that's good enough. That's to specifically die is its problem. And specifically dying can sometimes actually be very difficult in with the recent wave of cards we've had. Liked the Angels. I don't know if I'll ever want a 3rd copy of this card, but maybe. I'll keep it in there for now. The Versus felt good. I feel like they just want like a... I want Settle in my 75, I just don't think I want it in my main deck anymore. Because I feel like we have like decent, like, actually, Fatal Push. Do we need to build more around Fatal Push, I guess, is one question. How would we do that if we did that? Fabled Passage would probably be the only way to do that. Because that's definitely felt like a little rough. Yeah. Because I'm just trying to think. Like, so if I'm playing against exactly... I suppose I can Vanishing Verse Parhelion, right? So I can Vanishing Verse the Parhelion after they bring it back, which they just leaves them with the 4/3. I have Obscura Charm, Void Rend. The Wandering Emperor can also, if I have like a deal with the Parhelion play, Wandering Emperor can come down at sorcery speed. Deal with the thing, deal with the Grease Fang, the rat, or we can like do stuff with this. I definitely feel like we can trim a Fatal Push though. Hey, you think we should keep one, like, in the main board? I definitely like it. Like, I really like this card when I'm playing the Wandering Emperor, specifically. Oh, just in the deck? Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely want them in my 70. I think I'll leave the one of them in the main board, because I was definitely a little unimpressed by Fatal Push, just given we can't get Revolt going all the time. I do feel like the other thing is we can play... I want some Graveyard Hate, And I feel like, yeah, we can go like... We're on 4 shredders. I like going like 2 charms. I'm sorry, 2 Tormod's Crypts and like a Soul Guide Lantern. Do I use my graveyard in any way? Tenacious Underdog in this. So yeah, it needs to be this. Because you could also go with Lantern of the Lost. Is the other Graveyard Hate piece. And then as far as like counter magic goes, do I even feel the need for it? I don't think I even do, to be honest with you. I feel like I'm more of a mid-range deck. Well, I have Obscura Charm to counter random instants and sorceries, but this is definitely more of a black-white, blues the third color Esper deck. Alright. So, we're going to wrap it up there. It's about 10 p.m. We did not get to the Is It Shredder list. We have played this a little bit before on stream, but this is our other Ledger Shredder deck. Just more of a in on the Shredder. But I also have a budget battle version of the deck that I'll be playing on Thursday. Where, because, you know, we could just, like, play most of that shell. So, I'll be trying this out on Thursday in the budget battle stream. Well, I'll be going up against Dravy Noobs. Really excited to play this deck and try it out. I'm gonna do the 2 Crypt. So that'll be a blast, I think. And then I have this Landfall deck, chat. I think you're gonna dig this one. It's playing 12 of these, a World Tree, so that in the late game these tap for mana before they sacrifice themselves. And then a bunch of basic lands. I've got, what is this, 10, 13, 14 basic lands. I've even considered making these into basic lands. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go like that. And, like, cut these. Actually, this should just be, like, another one of those. So this deck is, it's a landfall deck. So you're playing, like, Brushfire Elemental, Fearless Fledgling. And the idea is you get, like, one of these, like, or then, like, Valakut Exploration, Felidar Retreat, Skewed Swarm. So you get one of these landfall payoffs into play, including Druid class as well. And then you just sort of get a bunch of lands in the graveyard, cast Splendid Reclamation. And then you just, like, so, like, you play these throughout the game, right? And they get lands, and then you just have, like, a Brushfire Elemental that they can't block. And you Splendid Reclamation, like, 5 of these into play, so you get 10 triggers and kill your opponent. Or you get 10 Valakut Exploration triggers, which it deals damage to your opponent, equal to the number of exiled cards. Or Felidar Retreat. You make probably 5 beasts, and then give them 5 +1/+1 counters. Or like Fearless Fledgling, you give it 10 +1/+1 counters. Druid class, you gain a bunch of life. But it also has that ability to utilize that mana. And then, of course, Skewed Swarm, classic thing. And then I figured we could probably play Omnath, especially if we're playing the World Tree. It felt like that was kind of a free inclusion almost. Given that we have like a Mythic we can play around with in the budget. And then we can go from there. And then the sideboard is actually much more straightforward than you might think. It's all green-white based, because you notice the red and the blue are kind of the secondary colors. We are playing 2 Field of Ruins for other land styles decks that aren't this. Like if Dravy Noobs is on a Gates deck, this could be good. Some Graveyard Hate. We got another Gain Life thing if we're up against an aggro deck. Some general removal with Glass Casket, Borrowed Time, and then Return to Nature is another flexible card. This deck is going to be a boatload of fun, and it's either going to win really hard or lose really hard, and I'm all for both of those things. So I'm bringing the heat, the absolute spice to Thursday's stream, which I'm absolutely looking forward to. But alright, I appreciate y'all for watching. Of course, you want to stay up to date with my content, you can go ahead and hit that follow button. If you're one of our wonderful YouTube viewers, you can also hit that subscribe button as well. If you also want to stay up to date with my offline Magic the Gathering life, you can follow me on Twitter at SaltiestGaijin. You can also see the decks I play at moxfield.com/thesaltiestgaijin, where I actually archive all the decks that I have played. As well as they'll typically be the final versions of those decks if I make any changes. So, of course, feel free to check me out there. I appreciate you all for watching. We will see you again soon.